How we doing, guys? It's Grant here, back with another video. It is time. The last video, I think, did very well, and we have some new subscribers with us. I got about 100 new subscribers, so I want to say to those people who are now jumping on board, thank you. It was exciting, and I'm happy to have you here with us, and we're just getting started. So I was sitting at my desk trying to journal a bit, trying to write, and I've got a couple notebooks open. It had been a long day. I just finished a big day off some work. We were outside. We were in the sun, just getting after it, me and a few others. And I knew I wanted to check on the channel, and I knew I wanted to do some journaling. But, man, I have to tell you that the pull of these websites and technologies that we're so inundated with is so crazy strong, man. Because I've been really looking at my random scrolling time, my app time, whatever, lately, and really kind of focusing on that. And it's just been occurring to me lately how unfocused I've been with my time and how much I've been wasting on just random apps, dating apps, and frankly, YouTube worst of all, right? Because YouTube almost doesn't seem like a bad thing as much as some of these other internet activities that we can get up to, you know? Everybody talks about quitting porn and quitting, endless TikTok videos and all that stuff, but hardly anybody talks about how much time you can waste on YouTube. And obviously, I don't want to be a hypocrite and complain too much or whatever, because I am making content for YouTube, and I do want people to watch my content. And I do think some content is good, and obviously, I think my content is good. And I think there's some things that are very thoughtful that are worth watching, but there is just so many mindless things you can get sucked down the rabbit hole of, and it got me thinking that whether it's YouTube or Reddit or Twitch or Twitter or any of these apps that are like so easy to waste our time on, what is really, I think, the common thread between all of them is our desire to be, this addiction almost to being connected, to being in the loop. And that is really what I want to talk about today in this video. Everybody wants to be plugged into the ether now, right? Like, I think it's funny that the internet is called the net too, and like all these terms kind of have like a double meaning thing going on if you pay attention. And now, these days, if you're not on the web, you're out of the loop. Like, how funny is that, right? Because YouTube is a social media site at this point as well, right? It's similar to the rest, where it's not just videos, random videos, right? But it's almost a way to get your news and stay up to date with things going on and communicate with people. So, like, odds are if something happens or develops in your sphere of interest or what have you, you will hear about it on YouTube. This new video game trailer, this guy posted a new video, this new song just came out, this person said that, there was this drama, and you can get so sucked up into this because it feels like you're in the loop, right? You're going to learn about things as they happen, and that's going to give you some advantage. Like, you're going to be able to act quicker than everybody else or something. Like, when you see your friend, the next time you talk to them, you're going to have the latest info, right? Something political happens, it's like, oh, wow, what a development. And, you're going to be all up to date, and you're not going to be like the one who's lacking the information. You're not going to be the one who seems like they're not paying attention or something. Just sucking on the teat of like this drip, drip, drip of nonstop information. Because, what is a loop, right? A loop is something that you can use to tie something up with, something up or down with. And in this case, it's us. We're being tied up by being in the loop all the time. And it's like some people's default state of being is just like working, whatever their job is, and then coming home and being in the loop. And it's just kind of like freaky when you think about it, that you don't even realize it's happening, and it just seems normal, because frankly it's not normal, right? And before I get into this, I want to say that like I love the internet, and I think it is one of the most interesting things happening to the world in the moment right now. Humanity having the internet, it's changing everything. However, we're like the first generation of people to ever have it, and I think it's just blindsided us in a way, and I think we're kind of still figuring out how to kind of best integrate it into our lives, because people are just wasting so much time on social media looking at other people's lives. And the problem is that you shouldn't be focusing on social media and the latest XYZ and other people's lives when there's things about your own life that you want to be different. The bitter irony of all this is that the people who spend the most time on social media wishing that they were doing something that somebody else is doing are the ones who most need to break their habit of being perpetually online. I think what's important to realize is that so many of the people you follow online who post new videos and make new songs or whatever they're doing, these people are not sitting around perpetually watching YouTube videos or browsing TikTok or Reddit, but they are busy producing and creating. It's like there requires a sacrifice, right, guys? Like if you've ever watched the anime Full Metal Alchemist, it's great. They talk about this theory of equivalent exchange, and this always kind of stuck with me. That in order to create something of like equal value has to be exchanged in order to make this thing happen, right? The people who are doing the things that you think you want to do, they're not in the loop all the time, right? They don't get the privilege of sitting back, watching every new YouTube video, every new this or that, just letting the algorithm lead them around for hours and hours. No, they are regimented. They are dedicated to making something happen and to moving the needle in their lives. Sleep Token, for example. It's a really amazing band that I just got into over the last couple months, and I've just been listening to all their stuff nonstop, and they just put out an amazing new album, and I highly recommend it. If everybody who was a part of Sleep Token, if all the band members were just an average person, we'd have no Sleep Token, right? We just have a group of people who shitpost on Reddit. They sacrificed for their art, and I bet if you would have asked these guys a few weeks ago during the height of their new album release, if you asked them about current events or this or that, I bet they would have no clue, right? They're very out of the loop. I think this is what needs to be done, guys. This is what needs to change. We need to figure out what it is that requires our attention and our focus, and we just start to ruthlessly pursue that. And look at it. I think about how ruthlessly in the past, like just the warriors would pursue the things that they wanted, whether it's like land, food, women, a better life, whatever it was. People would go to war with swords and shields and armor on, and they'd smash into each other, and it was just a ball of violence. And it was all because there was a way of life that they wanted, and they were willing to do anything to get their way. And now we want to write, we want to journal, we want to make content, we want to make music, whatever it is, and we can't even turn the computer monitor off or put down the phone. How screwed do you think we're going to be long term if we cannot overcome this? And you'll know what I mean as soon as you try, right? I bet some of you already know what I'm talking about. No being in the loop, just you working on that thing you're really interested in. It's hard to pull yourself away. It really is. Just try it. Give it a small try sometime soon, or just try it now. Try to shut off the monitor, shut off the phone, and just sit with a notepad. It's you try to turn this stuff off. You feel like you're down in the deep dark basement turning off all the lights. It's like you get a fear or something. I think what needs to be asked is, what are you really missing out on by being out of the loop? The world and the media is doing a really great job right now of making us feel like we all need to know everything that's going on at every given time. Maybe the apocalypse is happening right now, and because you weren't online to see the earliest tweets of the alien spacecraft landing down, now you're really screwed, right? How often is it really that being constantly in the loop has actually given you some sort of advantage versus just wasted your time? How many really amazing things have you missed because you weren't active online right at that moment? Is there something that important that you just couldn't watch it later, right? Like, is this new trailer for this new game like so important that you have to see it right when it drops versus maybe like a couple days later or something? Odds are you haven't missed out on much, and you won't be missing out on much by drastically cutting down your time on these apps. And honestly, the odds are that you've probably lost a lot of your time that you'll never get back to these apps. So just like the Vikings used to go to war for the things that they wanted, you now need to grasp just a sliver at least of that intensity to go to war potentially against your own unconscious mind and your own bad habits. Because now there's so much opportunity in the world if you're dialed in to create a better life for yourself that we're often the bottleneck to our own success. As I've said in the previous video, we're often our own worst enemy. So that's it, guys. This may have to be my slogan from now on. Get out of the loop. Forget what famous X person is doing. You might have to miss that sports game. You might have to miss that video of the guy doing landscaping in somebody's yard and they haven't cut their grass for like months, and they come out and you get the reaction, oh my gosh, thank you, I didn't know how bad it was, I'm gonna cry now. It's like, these are all people who they got out of the loop and they started living their dreams. They're not watching other people live their dreams vicariously. We have to stop this practice of watching other people live their dreams while we watch on passively. And sure, like when the work is done, when you have a moment to use social media, it's like there's a lot of cool things on social media, and there's things you can fall in love with, and there's things that will inspire you, but just don't let this stuff be your default existence. Don't let the consumption of content be your defining characteristic. Doing what needs to be done, whatever it is that's going to get you closer to your goals, has to become your number one priority. Because as much as it might really suck the first time you shut off the monitor, you put down the phone, and you practice your writing or your music, your art, or your fitness or training, you're going to find out that it's not as bad as you thought. And once you begin to see progress on that thing, you're going to find out that it's so much more exciting and fulfilling than you might have suspected. It's time to get out of the loop. So that's it, guys. I hope this resonated with you. If so, please like and subscribe, and leave a comment and let me know what you think. I'm really interested in that. I love reading the comments. And if you think somebody else might benefit from this, please share the video too. So that's it, guys. I appreciate you watching. I'll talk to you all later. See ya.